Hi everyone, I'm Anna Zhang, and today I'll be discussing the importance of maintaining a work life balance and managing stress during tax season. To start, it is essential to have an effective work life balance and proper stress management habits in place. It may sound easy to do, but in reality, if we're not consciously making an effort, then work will definitely consume most of our lives. By not having a proper work life balance and stress management habits, then it can cause us to have an increase in levels of stress, which can result in a decrease in our productivity. Due to the decrease in productivity, it will cause low performance reviews and could lead to a lower utilization rate. To the extreme measures, by not taking care of ourselves, there will be a reason for low end of the year bonuses or potentially layoffs. In addition, it can cause mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. As we mentioned in class, during the busy season, accountants experience higher rates of stress, burnout, and poor mental health, which can lead to depression. There is also a high possibility of drug abuse, where many studies have shown that accountants have a higher than average rate of alcohol consumption compared to other professions due to high stress work environments and social culture. On top of that, constantly being in a high stress environment can cause physical health concerns such as heart disease and high blood pressure. Lastly, not having a work life balance can harm personal and professional relationships by not allocating time to spend with family and friends, which can cause people to miss out on some significant life events or even project stress onto family or coworkers. Moving on to what tax season is like. The first busy season for taxes is from mid January to April 15th, which is the deadline for individual and corporate tax returns. However, there is a second busy season that is from September to mid October for corporate extension returns. During these busy seasons, accountants are expected to work from 50 to 80 hours per week, or even more depending on how demanding the client is, which is well beyond the standard of 40 hours per week. In this time, the standard 9 to 5 work life is practically out of the door, where accountants will start a lot earlier and can potentially stay until 2 or 3 in the morning. Most times, accountants will need to work on the weekends to be able to meet tight deadlines, which we'll talk about in the next slide. And they sometimes even go days without seeing their family or friends. And for instance, in class, Keith mentioned how trying to find a tax CPA to interview during late September and October is nearly impossible, as they are busy with the second tax season. During tax season, it is also very important to be able to manage and meet tight deadlines while ensuring client expectations are met at the same time. During the off seasons or even leading up to the busy season, it is important to prepare for the tax season by gathering any necessary documents from clients that will be needed. In addition, communicating with clients on what documents they need to prepare and the importance of establishing a timeline for when documents should be submitted. This way, it will avoid clients dumping piles of documents the day before filing is due. It should be made clear that accountants are not on call 24/7 and cannot tailor to the client's full needs if it's not been clearly communicated. Before working on a client, there should be a contract established for all the work that needs to be done and associated fees for the service, as well as being patient and spending the time to explain to clients about their tax returns and ways that can help them to reduce their tax liability, as this is a key component of the job. In addition, forming a positive connection with the clients and never overpromising a commitment that cannot be done while staying a professional and transparent matter is very important. During tax seasons, tax accountants can use workflows and task management tracker to categorize different deadlines to ensure tasks that are due sooner are being prioritized over ones that are due later. Or it can be based on any importance that aligns with the manager's expectations. On an individual level, having a personal daily schedule and to-do list can help keep track of what needs to be accomplished daily. Most importantly, use software and technology to leverage the repetitive work that can be done using automation. I know many companies have an accounting software or technology they use to calculate returns instead of manually filing them or assist with completing any repetitive tasks that do not require manual labor. Besides managing tight deadlines, it is also important to maintain quality work and meet compliance requirements. Using different checklists for documenting the completeness of returns or reviewing them can ensure that tax accountants are completely following through with each task. Especially when working in a high stress environment, certain items may be forgotten, so having a checklist can help ensure all the bases are covered. It is important to have various levels of review systems where typically the staff accountants will do the actual filing. The seniors will review the work of the staff, and the manager will oversee the review process to make sure everything is done correctly and advise clients. Through these review levels, it will force multiple people to double check the work being done and having a greater chance a mistake will be found upon. This is a great internal control measure being taken by the firm to ensure quality work is being performed while meeting all the compliance requirements. Another way of maintaining quality compliance is setting milestone dates, where there are weekly or monthly goals that need to be achieved in order to stay on task with the overall performance. Breaking up the work into smaller chunks allow easier examination of the quality of the work being done and meeting compliance requirements. This past summer at my internship, my team had set in stone some milestone dates where certain tasks needed to be done by a certain time to ensure the team was completing the work on time. There were monthly percentage goals that the team tried to achieve leading up to the busy season. Therefore, by performing these tasks prior to the busy season in a low stress environment will ensure quality work is being done. This will set up success during the busy season as most of the documents are already prepared. Lastly, staying up to date with tax law changes through news, government sources, and ongoing education, or even from IRS, is very important, as this will affect or potentially could affect clients' tax returns. For example, with the current administration, there were some tax changes from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. From these findings, it is important to explain to clients the changes and how they will be impacted or even utilized for their own benefits. To wrap up the presentation, I'm going to talk about a few tips to prevent burnout during the tax season. First off, it is important to set boundaries with clients where clients need to understand they cannot just show up with a pile of documents the day before the return is due. At the same time, boundaries needed to be set between professional and personal life, where work should not be consuming every aspect of personal life. This connects to having a strong support system on a professional and a personal level. Clear communication with managers and seniors on your team about the workload and whether it can be accomplished within the expected deadlines. If you don't communicate your concerns, then no one will know and they cannot help you. On a personal level, communicate with family and friends that tax season is a crucial time, and it will be difficult to spend time with them due to these demanding deadlines and workload. However, if you talk to your managers or your seniors and people on your team about any, specific life events, then I'm sure the team will be able to work something out. In addition, it is very important to find ways to establish healthy habits, such as taking breaks throughout the day by going on a walk or going to the gym, or honestly, anything that allows you to step away from work for a little reset. I know some firms offer benefits that include workout classes for free or even gym membership for free. Also, make sure you're eating a balanced meal and not skipping lunch or dinner, as sometimes people can get carried away with work and does not have the time to think about eating a proper meal. And I know during busy season, if you stay in office until a certain time, some teams will actually provide free dinners. It is also important that you're making sure you're not consuming an overwhelming amount of caffeine, as it can also cause some health issues. As I know, a lot of accountants are drinking coffees at 9 p.m. at night in order to stay awake to meet deadlines or be on top of their heavy workload. Overall, try to stay motivated throughout the season by having rewards set at the end. For instance, planning a trip or taking some time off to spend with family and friends after the busy season to decompress and reset. Having something to look forward to will hopefully give you the motivation to work hard now and enjoy life later. To conclude, the best advice I receive from current accountants is that as we are entering the workflows, we should give ourselves some grace, as it is just the start of our career and there will be endless obstacles along the way. So don't put too much pressure on ourselves, as there is a huge learning curve ahead. These are my sources, and this concludes my presentation.